Good day and welcome to the program Media Show, where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. You the same way so listen to me on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl. Me where they bring this edition come to you today, me own name na Princess Pierce. All time inside the program, we get plenty news, information and entertainment. So stay with me for the next 1 hour inside the program. You can be part of the program by way how we can send you message to the number on 077 981 981, or you can watch me live on Radio Democracy Facebook page. Well, today with me in the studio, I get two guests them. I get Ishmael Mansare, when a trade broker, we therefore can talk about one international business forum, where events we ever happen at Turkey. Well, he therefore can talk about the process we for use for be part of this international business forum. Good afternoon, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
And also, I get the Deputy Public Relations Officer na the Anti-Corruption Commission, Successary Kamara, where therefore can talk about the different investigation them where ACC don't do. Good afternoon once more, welcome to the program.
Yeah, good afternoon. Plenty thank you and glad for the year.
Well, the program is still a listen to a media show where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. You can be part of the program by way how we can send you message to the number on 077 981 981, or you can listen to me on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, or you can watch me live on Radio Democracy Facebook page. The program na media show. For sake of the fuel price, we don't go up. The executive chairman for Petroleum Regulatory Agency, Brema Balwa Kouma, don't want fuel dealer them not for sell above the price we government don't put, and say they go fine 50 million fine, or the person go through a jail as punishment if they fail not say dealer them they add price pan the fuel. For more on this, make we join Usman Kamara.
Over the past month, rumor we don't go around the country na that government want for add price per fuel, but according to government official and during that same day, them in deny this rumor and assure the public say they not go add price per fuel. This being term, the agency we they in charge for make fuel can the country when the Petroleum Regulatory Agency (PRA) don't announce say fuel don't go up.
The PRA, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Trade and Industry, and the oil marketing companies have jointly reviewed and agreed the pump price of petroleum products to reflect the recent movements in black, and hereby announce the following pump prices. Petrol will now move from 8,500 leons to 9,000 leons per liter. Diesel will move from 8,500 leons to 9,000 leons per liter. Kerosene and fuel oil also will move to 9,000 leons. So across the board, we now have our pump prices at 9,000 leons, effective immediately.
That's the voice of the executive chairman for the Petroleum Regulatory Agency, Brema Balwa Kouma, who said immediately call the different price them for fuel. He continues to say anytime we fuel price go up in the country, not to government ki want is up, but according to the international markets.
The new price, the last price review was done in July. We are having another one in January. Somebody said recently that this government has changed prices 3 times within 2 years. That is fair enough. Sierra Leone is a net importing country, and the oil price, in fact, in the international market, changes every day. So if we are changing our price 3 times within 2 years, at least somebody has taken some cost, and the government and the agency has done a fantastic job.
Brema Balwa Kouma, executive chairman for the Petroleum Regulatory Agency, same way so say the agency go find 50 million leons or 3-year jail as punishment if fuel dealer them sell past the price where government don't put.
Once we have signed off with the oil marketing companies, the stipulated price to sell gas across Sierra Leone is 9,000 leons. If you sell above 9,000 leons, it is illegal. You will be sanctioned you will be liable to penalties, including fine of 50 million euros or 3 years imprisonment. So I want this person to go across Sierra Leone. In the first place, that I'm going to review the license conditions of all the oil marketing companies across Sierra Leone. We are working with the Ministry of Lands and Housing and Country Planning and the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Most of the facilities, the petrol facilities across the industry and the installation belongs to government. Despite the tank capacity is less than 200,000 metric tons across the country.
During the time when the Petroleum Regulatory Agency they announced the different pricing for fuel, different fuel dealer them be witness like NP, Leonco Total and other one them. We may talk on behalf of them different company. Yeah. The managing director for NP Kobe Walker be assured the Petroleum Regulatory Agency say then go sell according to the price we government don't put. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
The program is still a listen to a midday show. They come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Well, I still get with me, my studio guest them. Well, first I go start with Ishmael Mansari. When I trade broker, we therefore can talk about the International Business Forum event we're happening at Turkey. Good afternoon, Usman. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon.
So, firstly, this Turkey International Business, what is it all about?
Okay, thank you for asking the question. There is an upcoming program called WCI, this World Construction Industry Forum, where it takes place in Turkey, Ankara, from the 25th to the 26th of April. Then they target construction and mining companies as well as contractors them across the globe, to be specific Africa, because for Sierra Leone, we to make it thought and fit for make we showcase or sell this opportunity to we people them. If you look at the trend right now of the construction base, it's very weak. From the ongoing socio-economic development of Sierra Leone, increasing level of trade and commerce, as well as urbanization and ruralization, it don't create a platform for investment opportunity for expand, because we get a very weak base in terms of infrastructure. So that's why we try for sell this opportunity to we country for make them able for grab this opportunity.
So now so how they get for grab out for select the people who get for be part of this International Business Forum?
Okay, good. Very good question. This is open up to construction companies, contractors and mining companies as well. This we drive now for target the homegrown companies them, because you and I realize that Salon, we homegrown companies them, then they operate in a very weak functional way, in the sense that because they lack the requisite materials, requisite machineries and equipment, so they're not able for take up mega projects. So this is an opportunity for them for make them able for reach with companies them where they're already exposed enough now, like the Turkish industry, where they can able for collaborate and see if they can able for reflect that kind of opportunity in a salon. For instance, most of the project that we construction project in a salon, now mega project them, now foreign companies them now then they take up due to the requisite skills and machineries they will get. So like this now, the drive for make we help with country, for make we help with homegrown construction and mining as well as contractors them, for make the interface within companies there so they can able for replicate or able for collaborate with the project where they go bid for na Salonia, so where they go able for take.
But you think say they will meet up to the kind standard way them people in there look for?
Yes, of course. Of course, because in as much as they drive now for help construction and mining companies as well as contractors them, as I mentioned earlier, we get very good homegrown companies then are waiting to try, but they lack the exposure, they lack the expertise for make them able for enter into the arena of the international market. So this is now an opportunity, a gateway for them for make them able for expose themselves within international companies. Then they, for example, if you can bid now for a mega project as a local, as a homegrown company, you don't get the expertise. you're able for interface with them companies there, where they get the technical skills, as well as, guess what, some of them they also they look out for fund some projects them. So it's an opportunity not just for the homegrown company, for even the country, the government as well, because this is an opportunity for make the government able for pitch the construction opportunities the way they get alone. Say for instance, we have difficulty with road, we have difficulty with water supply, we have difficulty in so many factors, you know, on constructions. This is an opportunity where they can able for sit and interface within companies then they, where they can able for tell them, say, okay, this, we have challenges on this from the government side. We are looking for partner collaboration where we can able for do this. Like we have water supply. We all know say a challenge in a salon. We get, a stand for be corrected, we get something like 11 rivers them, like River Sewa, Great Kiasis, Little Kiasis, River Rokel. All the rivers then they will be able for utilize them, create a platform where they can able for the supply water in the whole country. So there is a companies they willing to look for such opportunities them where you need for go pitch the ideas then they to them, see how best we can able for infiltrate in our country.
Okay, well, that's now Ishmael Mansari, trade broker, where they talk about the International Business Forum, we go get for being at Turkey. Well, I will come back to you to explain when this will start and the process where the local company are therefore use for be part of this. And also I get the Deputy Public Relations Officer at the Anti-Corruption Commission, Successor Kamara, where they can talk about the investigations them way like the ACC don't they do. Good afternoon, once more, welcome to the program.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, for like somebody where could they listen and don't they follow up on the work ACC they do, but like they go and forget idea on basically waiting at the mandate of the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Plenty think. Well, as the people of Sierra Leone already know, because the Anti-Corruption Commission in itself, you know, na public property, na the people of Sierra Leone then get them. We all know, say, they created this commission inside the year 2000 under the then regime of President Ahmed Tijan Kaba, where then say we establish a state institution we go look into issues of corruption. So they established inside 2000, and then when they established the Anti-Corruption Commission, you know, not be even get power for prosecute, which I mean, and not be get the kind of power for Kego person go court for answer to UQK and Dabaru cases that they deal with in the commission. So when they actually look at that particular act and look at the loopholes and where they did it, inside 2008 they began for repeal, yeah, they began for amend certain sections inside that particular act. They will give the commission the power for prosecute, because before they terminate the day, whenever the commission don't investigate certain cases and we see thing they did for Kego Court, then just they pass them to either the Office of Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and then look at them and see who's one they go charge go court. But when they actually amend the act inside 2008, they give the commission power for prosecute, meaning now they receive intelligence, of course, in the form of information about what they go on across government, you know, offices, them, particularly to issues of corruption, you know, investigate, and then of course, if there's we see say that particular case they don't reach the necessary evidential threshold in a big word, but it mean they don't reach that kind of side, they get all the accoutrement the way they show say case the clear one for Kego Court, then the prosecution team at the ACC can brief the commissioner, because now in no more get the mandate, and of course inside the Anti-Corruption Act number 12 of 2008 for able for indict people in a court, then we can send go court. So now that's what they do. And inside that 2008 Act, Section 7, we talk about the functions of the commission and make it clear, say, the Anti-Corruption Commission get the mandate for suppress, for prevent and eradicate corruption any side way they happen in this country. And when you read further that particular Act, the Section 77745 coming downwards, they tell you clearly, say, issues of corruption are the only, you know, crime in this whole country where the anti-corruption get within they call exclusivity, meaning now we no more get that right. The law even go further for talk, say, if the House of Parliament, whether not the Judiciary, or whether not Accountant General's office, or whether not Auditor General's office, in anything that they look into, they come across issues of corruption, therefore lock that book there and send them straight to the Anti-Corruption Commission, because now we no more get that right for looking into issues of corruption. So we functions as a commission now for ensure so we prevent corruption, for eradicate them where possible, and also for suppress them So we'll take all steps necessary. And I believe say the drafters of this Anti-Corruption Act as well since 2000, because even section 6, subsection 4 of the 1991 Constitution, of course, Act number 6, it talks say every government for take all steps we necessary for ensure say we clamp down on the issues of corruption. I believe say now based on that provision that we national constitution be make where the country be move in the first place for establish the Anti-Corruption Commission. So in short, now that we they do. And then we also for the understanding of people that even though we dey investigate outside possible for indict, we also get mandate na section 7 and 8 of the Anti-Corruption Act, we say we get that power as an institution for review the systems, for review the practice. So we dey do all of these across institutions because let we not just say we go fight corruption, indict people them, but as well we get the mandate for review the systems them, the practices them of institutions so that corruption not go happen in the first place.
Okay, we see early last year Parliament being also agree for make the Anti-Corruption Act some amendments they may make too. So that also give the commission more power for like do the investigations them we wanna do and other issues there.
Yes, clearly so. Just like any other law, most times people when they draft laws, when they create laws, so that at the inception, at the initial stage when they create them, they're not able to forget everything correct. So that as they go along, you go see side them way all day, or you go see certain things the way that particular law still need because time they change. Things systems they change, things that they change. So for able for fine-tune the laws them for make it day in line with the contemporary times, the things the way they happen can give drafters of them laws and they for look at them and adjust them. Just like how we do inside 2008 with them, in 2008 with them, look at that particular act there and say, well, it not get power for prosecute, let we give them power for prosecute. Inside the 2019 Anti-Corruption Amendment Act, of course, we don't replace and repeal, the President 208 Act they use. The commission, when though this not an ongoing thing, this we don't even day even before Mr. Kaifala take over ACC. But when he actually take over again, a thorough thought, they look into them and see some of the areas and they will need for look into. So yes, the commission began for send a particular law na parliament after we don't receive cabinet confirmation that we na the commission we want for look at all the the provisions inside the 208 Act. And also, we want to look and see how we go for amend the relevant sections and introduce new sections for the way how they deal with issues of corruption. So we get for look at specific areas. Like for instance, we get for look at section 119. The section 119 of the Anti-Corruption Act, now the commission, a capture what we call asset declaration regime. What in this mean? Across every government institution, and then at the same time, people where they are into elected offices like the president, members of parliament, of course, then one then district chairman, councillors. As long as they elect you, we now mean say every public officer go mean, and also people then within a grade 7 and above. But the commission say largely we know they disregard the one where they below grade 7 because this now one side this part this amendment where we get a lot of attack from the social media landscape, even one-on-one interviews and all people, and they ask a lot of questions that say if you say this particular amendment, they look at normal for focus on the one way they call the tigers and not the reptiles, meaning on grand corruption and not petty corruption. The commission say no. If you did below grade 7, then during the course of investigation, we fail not say your lifestyle, equal, commensurate to what you they take home as a monthly emolument. We they call you for declare your asset. And then look at other relevant sections that we are in. We also look at, increase the fines them, for public, for misappropriation of public funds and misappropriation of donor funds. Now section 36 and 37 of the Act, talk about 3 years before the 10 year and 30 million. Now we don't increase that to 5 years and not less than 50 million euros. Then the commission also look at other things were very important inside the new amendment where we get something for do with we witness protection framework. The people that we assist with the commission what they do. How well will they protect them? Because even the 2018 Afrobarometer report where ITASCAP do where campaign for good governance launch, it say 48% or more people in the afraid what they call na big word annihilation or apprehension. People in the afraid for come forward for if it reports to the commission saying that A, B, and C they go forward. So the commission say even though we get a percentage on every person to work, particularly for get a successful investigation and of course prosecution, but at the same time, now inside this new amendment, the commission, they say, what strengthen we whistleblower protection? They want a way to help we. That even in an instance, if you get information for help the commission with, but you're afraid, not for going to court, for go assist the commission. The commission say we go apply to the court through a special clear you able for testify in camera, waiting they mean to the onlooking to the lawyers and the judge, but not to everybody in the court, so that they not go even able for identify you. They will also look at three new things that will introduce inside the new amendment. One, we get for deal with bad contracts. If I salon a one kind country, you go agree with me, say, this is not the only country, even though we contracts like you don't go through all the necessary steps and procedures, protocols for becoming a contract. They still they end up for be bad contracts. And 70-80% of the issues that we will deal with inside the new act for talk about what we call alternative to prosecution. The commission say we want now the commission for the power and the free hand for look at certain matters and we say this one will the charge and go court. This one will they get government couple, will they get the people of Salon, they couple from them. So now we look at certain matters based on the offenses where they the waiting you don't do, we can either say will they recover or will they charge you go court. Then lastly again, those some other things that were very important where they about evidence to anti-corruption commission or whether they commit against the people of Sierra Leone, like we'll get a very clear case now. The former head of the immigration, Khalifa Kuroma, say the commission wants him. We don't do all what we do for ensure say it come and answer to the thing that we did before the commission. As to the talk is still there abroad. So now the commission will not get the power for try you in absentia. If we go court for answer to A, B, and C, and you go on away, you go lay down another country. You they do one or two things on social media, but yet they answer to the call of the commission. The commission says through a particular application what they call INSAI law ex parte application that they apply. Now the High Court and say, Mr. A, B, and C, even though we don't get a notice, we don't call them, we don't this, not show up. The court go give the commission the power for go ahead with that case. And if we go ahead with that case, and then at the end of the day, we get conviction against you, meaning we win certain case against you, whether on a fine or a jail term, the commission say we go keep them aside. Alex say you go for years. You return back to this country. If na jail term, you serve, if na couple for payback. And then also something we get for do with with educational sector. We don't need for emphasize what don't they happen. We exams, with public schools, waiting don't they happen. Inside the new amendment, the commission don't introduce one thing there now. That if you catch you can dabaru per school, per public examinations business or the educational sector, if we charge you go court, you go to jail for not less than 5 years, or or you be fined, a fine of not less than 50 million euros. And when we say not less than 5 years, it simply means say it can even be 100 years. But will not go below 5 years. You can even say not less than 50. It can be 150 million, 100 million, based on the gravity of which you the answer to before the court, or you run both. So these are just some of the few things that will capture inside the Anti-Corruption Amendment Act 2019. Where people are need for no. And we also don't get a lot of partners from the sub-region that now the ACC inside Salon and Salon as a country get one of the best laws them for able for tackle corruption and arrest and in spinal cord. So I'll be hopeful going forward, but this now we capture inside the new amendment.
Okay, well, that's the Deputy Public Relations Officer and the Anti-Corruption Commission successor Camara. They talk about the work we ACC they do, and I will come back to us. Also, I can talk about the different investigation them they do on different cases them. The program is still listening to a media show where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Friday, January 17 this year, students at the Multimagai College of Education and Technology do one peaceful protest for make them go turn
this protest to transform Polytechnic.
The students are not happy with that. We are tired of taking NCTV exams. We are going to go take NCTV exam and sit for the 1 whole year they wait for results, and when the results are out, we're not going to be happy with the outcome. They get for go start all over again. So we are tired of Multimagai being a normal college. We want to become a university.
David Kamara continues to say they don't engage the college authority them, but they cannot say the authority don't do plenty thing for make the college turn university. But some problem now with the Ministry of Higher Education.
They said done the work, and then they try their best. So they see the effort so then they put, but the minister just stand on the young ground say this person for become a university. Now any for tell me why make it deprive this college not for become a university? We got all what it takes. We got good lecturers them, we got the structures, we got everything. So why make it try for deprive the college for become not for become a university? Every year in, year out, the administration they work towards this, but they still draw it down. So we're not happy with this, and we're not really ready for take this lightly.
Where they talk to the students them, the principal for the Multimagai College of Education and Technology, Dr. Philip Kanu, where the students will not be grief for listen to, where he begin for talk to them, be able for calm them down, and be telling say President Bio committee self for push education business go before na the country, and he said the situation the government go address them.
Students, one thing that I want to assure you, the president that we have is a president who values education. The president that we have in this country, your protest will not go in vain. The president that we have in this country today, he values the middleman power. The president that we have, he will not allow this country to move the area that he did not want it to go. Education is his flagship program, and he will do everything to make sure that education move and change the lives of the citizens of this nation.
Dr. Philip Kanu say they don't write to the Tertiary Education Commission for make them go turn the college to university, and that is said and they wait now for a read from TEC.
We have sent in our application to TEC. I know you said you don't want to listen any explanation. And I also know the press release made by the ministry, directed by the minister, Professor Bakima, to say Miltimagai, Eastern Polytechnic and FTC must not be transformed to universities. I know that public statement, that public release, that press release made you to go out today. Your counterpart in Kenema, they are doing the same thing. So that is to say the nation is now under a situation wherein the government will have to do something quickly. TEC is reviewing the application of Miltimagai, and we saw a retraction of that press release. I mean, a press release is made by no less a person but the minister, and less than 24 hours, that same press release is withdrawn. It's really unfortunate.
After the engagement then with the principal and other authorities at the college, been get to the students and make the students be decide for hold on to the strike, and give the college administration and the Ministry of Tertiary Education Sote Wednesday this week for know if the government go assure them say they go turn them university.
Thank God he has assured us that in no time Miltimagai will become a university. On that note, please, I want to ask you all for us to go to our different classes. Then let's wait, we'll give them by Wednesday. If they don't do anything, we'll come up again. By Wednesday, if they don't do anything, in fact that time we'll not only do it on campus, we'll take the streets. We'll take the streets. We'll march to the Ministry of Education. So please.
The students at this college believe say then college don't produce plenty people in this country who make them fit themselves now for turn to university, and then they call on the government for look inside and concern them. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Alex Lawrence Kuruma, the report.
The program is still a listen to Namide show. They come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Ishmael, before we go on, they talk on different issues them concerning this international business forum we get for up in Turkey. So basically, when this event and how the local company there for apply within the process.
Okay, good. It's not we not limit the operation on targeting the homegrown companies. We also target government and government agencies, because if the government agencies come on board, it's a lovely opportunity for them as well for execute a lot of projects where they on hold due to resources, due to technical, skills and all, For the program, right now we engage the Ministry of Works, the Ministry of Trade, as well as Chambers of Commerce, because these are agencies which can able for influence, opportunities for Kamna Salon. So we're not even the limit to operation on homegrown companies then. For the program, because this is a very, very big event, the sponsor for this program here, so now they call them MUSIAC, which means the Turkey Businessmen Association. All the big businessmen in Turkey, now them, organizers for, now they are the sponsor for this program. So this program here is a golden opportunity, not for even the homegrown company, for the government as well. They can able to go pitch the ideas them, because we lack a lot of infrastructure, like I mentioned earlier. Now, opportunity, government key priorities, they talk about bridge, they talk about road, they talk about low-cost housing. Then companies, then they get a lot of companies, they wouldn't look for such opportunity, where they can able for, just relate to them, see how they can collaborate for Couch na Salon. For attend the program, now $350 is not free, which include 3-night accommodation, hotel accommodation, 4-star hotel accommodation, including breakfast, internal transportation, and they pick you from the airport, all visitors, and they pick from the airport to the forum, to the hotel. Let me say internal transportation, they provide it. Also, they get a meeting with them called the B2B, which means the business-to-business meeting, which the companies, homegrown companies, government agencies, and officials then get the opportunity to interface with them companies there. So we then go tell them, say, okay, we have this opportunity, we have this project, but we don't have A, B, C, D. Then can be able to sit into it, see, because we are looking for a win-win situation. It's not about like infiltrate couch businesses or companies in your country, because most companies the way they can afford win-win. When they look about companies the way it will be a win-win situation, can develop the country as well as yourself you develop your business. Also the 2 days B2B meeting, like I say, they get the opportunity for interface with them companies there. The construction companies, them where they do building materials. Like if you're into building materials, if you're into construction, all the companies there you they meet. Where they produce iron rod, tiles, cement and all. You they meet them companies there. You have the opportunity to like meet them one-on-one with no third party. But however, we as we they collaborate, we they make them too much together and meet, but we they do a background check, because we not go want Yankee Panky, we not go want companies now we go come, it's a sweet talk, we talk to that company, they at the end of the day try for like a forum. So like we also they do a background check for companies now, so where they come out salon or individual, where they go get a meeting, where they go attend this forum. At least we they look for a win-win situation. So this is a golden opportunity, like I said, is not just for the homegrown company, for even the government as well, because the government really stuck, on infrastructure, we like, due to resources and all this. So this is an opportunity for make the able for influence investment for Couch na Salon. As well as the $250 we I mentioned earlier. Also then get the column industrial tour zone. Waiting on them in the industrial tour zone, then they take government official agencies with homegrown company or visitors them to the industry then for make them go see. It's not about word of mouth. Sightseeing, you go see them companies there, you go see what thing they do. If you convince enough, you can collaborate with them. So it's not just like word of mouth, we meet, we discuss and all. You go see the operation, you get the chance, the opportunity for make them take you all down the inclusive on that $350 way you pay. Also, they get a bilateral business meetings, which like they can engage the government official, which I mentioned earlier, where the government official or agency then get the opportunity for able for pitch to them investors there, to them business companies there, tell them say we have these opportunities in Sierra Leone, which then can able for like infiltrating to for Couch now we country. Because like we are tired for they allow foreign companies them for the infiltrate now we country without they depreciate the economy, they make with people and they go jobless. But this, if you collaborate with the government as well as the homegrown companies, then go able for impact the expertise and technical skills to them. Even if they go safe, then companies then they go able for replicate then job then the way they don't do way they don't teach them. Now we local projects them. As well as if you want for contact we, now within a 25 Willoughby Lane, Josephine Complex, now there we office the Sandcup. You go able to contact with the 25 Willoughby Lane. But really we are not like want people and we really want people and way they go create impact, or we want this country at art. We want for develop salon. It's not about say you want for go sake. We want for go create an impact, collaborate with them companies, then they see how best we can influence them for can salon for can do development. because if you know you look at the development trend in Sierra Leone, they go in a very, very slow pace, which we really need to be proactive enough for make we able to develop this country. If not for be for us, but for generation yet unborn, a fine for make we develop this country. So we really they look out for people there we really want to develop this country. It's not about people we want to go.
So when the International Business Forum will happen?
Okay, thank you very much. The forum they happen April 15 and 16 na Ankara, na Turkey. The 15 and 16 na in the forum they take place na Ankara. So like right now we are encouraging people to apply because we want to go in a group. We don't want anybody for left behind because we need a contingency plan. We don't want to do things in a haste. We want to do things in a contingency plan. We get everybody on board. Likewise, the government as well. So we can able for like go in a very grand style and also go try for influence investment in Kautana Salon.
So when the application will close?
The application they on right now, like I say, they on right now. So next month, end of next month, the application will close. So we are encouraging, you know, the government agencies, you know, parastatals, homegrown companies, contractors for make them able for reach winner 25 Willow Lane, or call me on 078 881106.
Okay, well that's Ishmael Mansari, trade broker, where they talk about the International Business Forum, where it's going to be in Turkey, the 15th and the 16th of April this year. But right now we say the registration process they go on, and it go end February, end of February, and the application will close.
Yes, please.
Well, now to your success, we want for wrap up the program, so like we go on for discuss on the issue where you come here for. So from last year to now, basically we ACC don't begin looking to corrupt cases them. So what are the statistics of investigation they want to do?
Well, we don't do quite, you know, a lot of investigations, of course, as people that don't follow waiting and waiting, we don't deal with. We don't do quite a lot across cases that we don't go to court, the one that we don't win. You know, then of course, almost couple we don't recover from people that we don't play UQ with. We also don't go as far as look at how many investigations that we don't do, you know, and then at the same time, we also don't look at how many, you know, reviews we don't do. So over the past 2019, we win over 20 of our cases that we can go to court. Flagship of them cases, and they will get the one we begin for do something with the former officials, government officials of the Ministry of Information and Communication, where the one Edward Akin will be the acting, you know, director of communications, and of course the accountant will be finding guilty. Of course, the court will find them guilty for we them play UQ and about with government couple about 206 million euros. With that one day before go towards the sensitization of the Commission of Inquiry. We also, you know, deal with the other case which involve the former head of Department of Fabi College, Emmanuel Ekundayo Constantius Moses, on 2 counts of abuse of office for sake away be they give, you know, exams, marks them to school picking and other department in the way they really not deserve. So we then 2 cases, and of course, except for the Aisha Johansson case, where we be go court, where that one day we be lost some in the High Court, and then we don't commit them to appeal, and we don't appeal that particular case day. And then of course, largely as well, we get other issues and we cover across recoveries them. Because I remember when we start for recover government couple with people that don't play UQQ, it, even though it fall within we mandate, but a lot of people them they ask questions. We don't make in the first place, the commission don't go further and say now we want to forget alternative to prosecution. Because we think important, Mrs. Tanner, that most times whenever anti-corruption commission receive, you know, intelligence and then mount investigations and then charge go court, waiting they happen. That no sooner that matter they enter na court, and not in the purview, and not in the ACC and again. And one thing about, you know, how the courts they look at issues, because then get a competent jurisdiction, therefore look at that, it can be different. So also a clear say we for able to recover government couple, then most times, you know, we can embark on some of them cases and then we end up for loss. wherein we don't spend money, spend resources, and also the snail pace at which we cases that we don't go to court. Yeah, but even with that, the judiciary itself they get their own thing with them can tell we. Now not only corruption matters we they deal with as a judiciary, we get several other criminal matters, we get other several other civil issues and what they deal with. But we thank God that based on the promises of this particular government under President Bill, where they will make a promise, say they go do everything for ensure say they intensify efforts, in clamping down on the cancer of corruption. They even go ahead for promises country a special court on corruption. Thank God through the office of the President Chief Justice Babatunde Edwards, na the judiciary of Salon. Now we don't get a special division on corruption. We go able for the help we for try we case them quick one so that we will give answers to the people in real time. So all of them things that we don't capture there, even with the National Anti-Corruption Strategy 2019-2023, that one self now a government blueprint, a government document, where not only a document for the ACC but for every spheres of government for the small leaf day for away how we defeat corruption at the various institutions that we do. So we do quite a lot, and not only internally, even if you capture with efforts internationally. You talk about the indices them, yeah, the indexes that where they come. One from Transparency International, the other one, the Corruption Perception Index. We also get the one where they come up from the Afrobarometer, the Global Barometer, and even the Control of Corruption winner, the Millennium Challenge. We don't do very well. Even this global report we come out in recent times in 2019 show clearly say Sierra Leone now they about with the three now the rest of Africa where they put efforts in fighting corruption, and even the control of corruption will pass by 79%. So inside 2019 we do quite a lot, and that make we call the attention of Sierra Leoneans that for far too long we don't be held bound by just one common enemy, and then corruption in everything we don't do. And some of us are born perhaps we just then with 30s we na young man in this country, but from when we born we dey hear about corruption. And out of 189 countries in the world, Salon still they 129. For a country where don't establish an anti-corruption institution 18 years and more down the line. So now time this for make we change some of them way they did. So when I make we always don't they say, if we persistently and consistently continue for do what we don't do so, inside last year from 2018 to 2019, I believe so we'll go a long way for put corruption be away. Somebody they share with me a story one day that sometimes communicating or talking about issues of corruption, you get forget the way how you tie them to the average plight, the plight of the average Sierra Leonean. That if it not in community, you're not able to forget all that government for able to provide for them. That not far from issues of corruption. We need for make we all put attention entirely with Oja for really let deal with this matter. That for a very long time, we make corruption an exception, but not the rule. Right across Sierra Leone, and that effort will be put in every day and every other time we'll get the opportunity.
Okay, just like what you say, they look at different cases them from recovery, couple from government officials them to other different kind of investigation them. So now, how far I don't go with the allegation concerning the chief minister issue and serve this saga we still they do an investigation?
But that's an interesting one, and I remember the last time where we touched more on Chief Minister in matter, and that from the Office of the People's Commissioner, be clear. Now that is an investigation that is still open. Mark you, Anti-Corruption Commissioner, according to waiting the inside the act to deal with, even on grounds of suspicion. What the suspect say no more corruption will happen, yeah. We get the right and the mandate for come inside for able to establish the facts. Members say that particular matter they it become now the public light by way one journalist, being get for send some information to the chief minister, and then they get for come to the attention of the commission. And even most importantly with the other one way as well, they deal with the two honorables them on 98 will pick up. That for taste they pick issues from everywhere. But what do we do as a responsible commission? Where we do all this federal defect when on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone? This not be just an allegation. We do what's necessary. Say so couple they don't pay an so account. The commission say okay, let we get in touch with every other party we involved, including the banking self. We get for issue a notice, a 57-2 notice, where this they compel financial institutions and for give we information where we want, so that to be able for carry on we work. And they tell we clearly say, this man not even get an account now. He gets an express card. And we as a bank will give express card to people them we even get account with, and the one they will not get account with we. And then we also don't even encourage the journalists, the ACC open. If you get something for help the commission, you can as well even release them to the public or even come to the commission. So we that investigation still open. We don't take with time, don't try for talk to the journalists. Come forward with what you have. Now you bring this up. If you get everything so far, bring and come up. Unto this day, as a Sidona I talk to you, you know, they not bring any other thing before we. And most importantly, my sister, people need to understand that when it comes to issues of corruption, yeah, not to wait till you know, now wait till you're able for proof. For other cases, criminal matters and like assault or battery. So tell me, you felt if I patter you, me I'll mark the left day. If we go to police, now that force the police they watch. But corruption, no. Once two people they don't enter inside us, they don't arrange. Then come out. A, B, and C happy. You know they film and you know they able for know nothing. Because corruption, not to wait till you know, now wait till you able for proof. So if allegations come against A, B, and C, bring the evidence. The commission they act on that evidence, and when I don't see that, and the people of Australia don't say go agree with me that they don't see how we don't they deal case by case basis. Once evidence they with the charge and we able for bring answers to the people.
So now still there on that.
Yeah, of course that matter is still open. If anybody, even you where they are now, if you get anything where they help the commission say indeed so couple, we don't go now so account for the CM, the commission will take action.
So what about the investigation I do in Parliament also?
Of course, the one way the two honorables and be concerned, Honorable Parantarale, of course, Honorable Tawa Conte. Well, that matter day, we don't call and come to the commission, because the canon of the commission say, we not only don't change tactics, or we not don't change, you know, how we deal with issues of corruption, but because we want for ensure say the people alone win and bring their answers in real time, we don't call them the canon of the commission. Of course, they don't make preliminary statements, we don't start their investigations. Then at the same time, we also don't issue, you know, another notice, a section 57 to notice, yeah, to the Ministry of Finance for helping with information about all couple where they don't send, you know, na Parliament under that period, on the period under review they look at. Then most importantly as well, we don't invite, you know, the accountants na Parliament. If they listen to me voice, it's either it don't come or you know it don't come. But the commission need them make it come na the commission because they need for come for make certain clarifications. And of course, the commission very much strong on this that if we continue for contact and for making come and not come, the commission go declare in arrest for making come for answer to to answer to some of them issues. And so strongly the ACC they look into that matter day, and we don't go far from the investigations for take statement from Paran and of course the Honorable Tawa to issuing a notice to the Ministry of Finance and now the accountant and Parliament for come and do some clarifications to the commission. So that matter day still open and we will look into it.
And also the Ministry of Finance also say the commissioner say because of different issues them we can come out from the Ministry of Finance. ACC get for look into, they also get for investigate the Ministry of Finance. So how to that they be?
Yes, of course. I remember the last press conference we happened early this month. The commission began for make and clear say on several institutions and where the audit service, you know, talk about we touch on inside the 2018 audit report, and he pick out the Ministry of Finance that just like the law line where they say who comes to equity must, you know, come with clean hands. If the Ministry of Finance and institution where they deal with corporate business, how they carry on at this country, based on the things and the way the 2018 audit report capture, the commission say we get for open with satellite yonder for pay attention to some of them things and where necessary when a systems review or an administrative lapse, we check into some of them things and but the things are huge as to be captured inside we update. But these are all things that we'll look into. Now, most importantly, going forward, we'll get the right saga before we. So, you know, we look into them, but nothing we will not don't pull up on them. We touch them and we will continue for touch them until we're able for do what we're able for do as we rightly say. But for now, not that kind of level there we don't go.
Okay, well, plenty thank you, Gemini program. Well, that's the Deputy Public Relations Officer, Successary Kamara from the Anti-Corruption Commission. But they talk about the work where they do, and serve the different investigation them where the commission still carry on. And also, I get Ishmael Mansari when I trade broker. But they talk about the International Business Forum we go happen in Turkey, April 15th to the 16th this year, and say the application still open to